Alright, in this video, I'm going to be going through tricky Dishonored 2 situations based on the first level, a long day in Dunwall. So if you just saw that those two guards around the corner, so you can just go ahead and take one out. I think I've made mistakes in the past where I've gone too early and I've been caught. So you want to hold yourself back a little bit, wait for them to start speaking, and then wait for them to turn around so you don't get caught. So yep, you just go ahead and take the second guy out as well. So yeah, it's all about timing when you're using stealth. Just try and time yourself a little bit. Don't go too early because these guards have extreme sensitivity on very hard. So you got to make sure that you're completely out of sight so they don't see you. So yeah, once you're in this room, you just got to wait for Mortimer Ramsey to leave this room. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's just, telling guards about, the crew and what their jobs are. Um, and yeah, he seems like he talks for quite a bit. So in this room, I think there's about three people together. So there's two guards and there's Mortimer Ramsey, who Mortimer Ramsey seems to be an officer. He doesn't really seem to be an elite guard because he doesn't wear the red coat. So he's a high commanding officer, but he's not that high up. And yep, he's still saying some more stuff, so you just gotta wait for him to finish speaking, which he'll do so shortly. Yep, so he's about to leave, then you can follow him out of the room. So I assume that most people, probably find this pretty easy. It's not too big of a deal. Um, which, probably isn't, I think there's only a few guys at the start, you're just getting used to the game. And so, yeah, so that's alright. So you get, I don't know what happened there. I think the game like time skipped or I don't know, something happened anyway. So yeah, you take that guy out. And yeah, the next section is pretty tricky, I think, especially if you're trying to do a ghost run because it's so easy to get caught. So what you want to try and do is the best thing to do in this situation is just try and thin their numbers because if you try and sneak your way past multiple guards, it's possible you will get caught. I know just somehow you'll get caught. Somehow they'll see you and then you'll just be caught. So try and find ways to, take them out one by one. And so yeah, there you go. The sensitivity, like the bar just went, it's gone up a couple of times just by, making a little bit of noise. So yeah, you can just go ahead and take him out. So there we go. There's three guards left. So that'll be helpful when we go forward. And notice how I won't actually once I've done that, I'm not gonna go straight out again because there'll be guards walking up and down. So you want to try and figure out, who's walking up and who's walking down, so that you can actually time yourself, so you can actually move out of this area. I think there's actually two guards. There's one walking up along the road, and there's one walking up and down the steps across the road. So I think they're in sync actually. They should be actually walking up and down at the same time. So yeah, you should be able to go right through on to the next room. So you don't have to go into this room, but if you do, yeah, just take this guy out because he turns right around pretty quickly. So yeah, just go ahead, take him out. And then yeah, close the door so you don't get seen by the other guy that's right outside. So yeah, there's quite a bit going on. Um, and yeah, especially if you want that ghost rating, or even if you're a combat player, like you don't want to be taken by surprise. So just make sure you close doors so that guards can't see you from behind and take you out. And obviously, use the keyhole so that you can make sure that um, you make sure like what's ahead of you. And yeah, that's how you kind of get through this section. Use the bushes to conceal yourself. And if you want to go into any of these buildings around the corner, yeah, just do that. Just go around the guards, go behind them, and go straight into these buildings. I'm not sure. I think the building I'm going into here it's It's that scientist. I forgot his name, but yeah, it's one of the scientist guys. And the next section, yeah, just avoid this after you've gone into those buildings. There's so many guards here that it's probably best not to engage. I don't know. I'm a stealth player, so yeah, my first instinct is not to engage, just to observe. So that's what I do. And I think there'll be a guard up here, which he'll probably leave and go left. Yep. So then you can just go right on through. Yep, you see all these guards walking around. No need to, mess with them. And then you can just go through it straight to the next section. And this is the Boyle building. So once you go right around the corner, you just go into the building upstairs. And one of your questions might be, you're looking at this situation, wait for the camera to turn around, and there's two guards in this room. So if you don't want to be seen, how on earth do there's quite a bit of money in this place, so how do you loot this place? Like, what do you do exactly? Like, this is something I was scratching my head at the situation because for a while, because it's like, what exactly are you supposed to do? Because if you jump down right now, the guard, excuse me, that's in the far right, he's gonna turn around and attack you. And if you're trying to go for a stealth run, a ghost run, that's it, the run's over. So there's not a whole lot you can do in this situation. So what you've got to do is, like right now, you've got to wait for that guy to move over so that he's out of the line of sight of the guard to the right. Because once he's done that, you can go ahead and take him out. I don't know any other way to do this without being seen. This is like the only way to do it. And yeah, it's like I'm trying to think of ways, different ways to be able to do this, but that's like the only way, which is pretty ridiculous, but there we go. Anyway, so you can go ahead and loot the place, and then, like what happens if you want to go to the building on the right, which is the editor's building? There's not a whole lot of things you can do. There's a couple of guards out in the street, and you're going to be caught for sure if you run out there. So what you've got to do is you've got to go back into the Boyle building. You've got to open this door, and you'll probably notice that the guard is, well, you won't see him, but the guard actually goes towards the right. So he goes and walks off. So what you have to do is you have to wait for him to come back. So wait for him to come back, and then basically take him out. So once again, you're thinning numbers, so it makes it easier for you to traverse through the level without being seen. Obviously, if you're a combat player, like this will be helpful as well because if you jump right into the street, you can actually be overwhelmed by guards, which maybe isn't too much of an issue. You've got a pistol, so you can probably take them out, but it's a much smoother. It makes the job smoother if you take them out one by one, and you go ahead and do that. And once you've done that, wait for that guard to actually come back. He's actually doing his rounds. He goes up and down the street. And yeah, he's pretty slow, so you've got to wait for him to come back. Yep. And probably close the doors because, once again, the sensitivity in this game is, pretty crazy. So, close the door so you can't be seen. And yeah, I can't really see the guard. I'm not sure if he stopped somewhere. I think, yeah, let me open the door and check it out. Oh, yep, yeah, no, he's right there. He's right there. So he's gonna turn around. See, look, the sensitivity is so crazy in this game. Like, you've got to be so careful, otherwise, you're gonna be detected. And yep, you just go ahead and go on through. And yeah, I think that's about it. There's a guard up ahead, so just hold yourself up a bit, and then you can go on right on through. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I might do another one, but we'll see. Excuse me, we'll see.